like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe all of our YouTube videos by hitting that notification bell when we drop new videos. Let's get it popping. All right, y'all. We got another good one for y'all today. Everybody that checks in, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and comment. You know what I'm saying? New people, subscribe, notification bell. As well as if you guys would like to donate or show your love to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, the ticker you guys see at the bottom moving is where you can see you can donate your little love to the podcast. $ BJ Matthews. Again, that's $ BJ Matthews. But let's get it going, man. We got a good show for y'all today. This player really, I don't really touch too much on him. It's crazy to me because he's definitely an all-time transcendent player, arguably already a top 25 to 30 player of all time. He's a two-time MVP, NBA champion, one-time Defensive Player of the Year, multiple-time All-NBA team, multiple-time All-Star, considerably the best two-way player in the league right now, with, in my opinion, Kawhi Leonard being out, is Giannis Antetokumpo, the Greek freak. The man, most dominant force in the league since Shaquille O'Neal, in my opinion. This guy plays with force. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. He plays with a knack on his you know what I'm saying, on his shoulder. He's just a guy that just goes out and gets. I love Giannis Antetokounmpo's demeanor. Okay, his demeanor, his attitude, his leadership, his work ethic, everything ties into what Giannis Antetokounmpo is as a person, as a player. And I think a lot of it has to do with how he grew up. Giannis is one of those guys that came from humble beginnings. People don't know Giannis' story, basically. He came from a working class family, is from Greece. His father and his mother are both Nigerian, I think, of Nigerian descent. Came from Africa and migrated to Greece, and that's where he raised. They raised their Giannis and his three other brothers, Costas, Ante, and there's another person I can't remember, the oldest brother, Thanis. Those are his three brothers that Giannis Antetokounmpo has been with. Now, usually, and I'm seeing with a lot of these overseas players, they're coming over here with a chip on their shoulder. They're coming over here looking to, make a name for themselves. Guys like Luka Doncic, guys like Nikola Jokic, guys like Joel Embiid. These are some of the top players in the NBA today. It used to be a time where, overseas players, were kind of a little bit intimidated by American players. But now you're seeing like a lot of these overseas players coming over here and making their mark over here. You talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo, who I believe is the best player in the NBA, right? I think he's the most dominant force in the league. He's arguably, he's one of the best. He's definitely one of the best players in the NBA. To me, he's the best player. He's an overseas player. You talk about Nikola Jokic, who came over here. He's a two-time MVP, back-to-back MVP, just like Giannis was. You gotta look at a guy like Joel Embiid, who I feel like is the best big in the NBA. He's from Africa. He's Cameroon descent. I think he's the best big. He's an overseas product. And you look at guys like Luka Doncic, who is definitely putting his mark on the table. He's not, looking for any permission to take over. He's coming at guys. He saw what he did to the Phoenix Suns this season in the playoffs when he went at Devin Booker and Chris Paul. So these guys they're not backing down to the American stigma. They coming over here and try to take what's theirs. And if you guys have been overseas, y'all understand like why their mindset is the way it is, because of how they had to, fight and claw to get over here to the States. So they're looking for every opportunity possible. But let's just get to the main point of the story. Like I said just a minute ago, Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in the NBA. But in recent time, we've been seeing a lot of Giannis Antetokounmpo looking to give praise to other players very, very quickly. Okay. He just said recently that LeBron James is the best player in the NBA. I said about this. I think it was last night when we had our live. I brought this up very briefly. Y'all can see in the headlines. He says Giannis Antetokumpo says LeBron James is still the world's best player. I want to know how he does that. Now, when he says I want to know how he does that, that goes a little bit deeper into the article where it says, in Giannis's words, it's interesting to me how LeBron is still one of the best shapes of his life and being the best player in the world, and still being in year 18. Giannis told Market Basketball. So Market Basketball, if y'all don't know that, Giannis is playing overseas, and I don't know if it's the Olympics or World Cup games or whatever. They just beat Spain, who's a powerhouse as far as globally. Greece just beat them, so that's where Giannis is at right now. He said, like, that's really interesting. I want to know how he does that. He's been consistent for 18 years. He's always been there. He's always showing up. That's unbelievable. He obviously gets credit, but I think we got to give him more credit. Doing it for 18 years, guys, that's hard. And hopefully, I can be there. Hopefully, I can do this for 18 years, 20 years. That's the goal. Okay, that's what Giannis had to say pertaining to LeBron James and how he feels like he is still the best player in the NBA. Okay. Once I saw the quote, initially I kind of thought like a lot of people. I'm like, Giannis, where is your five? Where is your mojo? Where is your swag to this situation? Because I know he has an admiration for LeBron. LeBron James is a player that Giannis has always been kind of looking at, like, as a person who he tries to mimic. I remember back in 2008, 2019, how he constantly said LeBron's the best player in the world, and there was people that were saying, could Giannis even be his first option, because he was so quick to give praise to every other great player, saying they're the best player, they're better than him. And if you're a top dog, usually you're not so quick to give praise and just give up your throne for other players. You're in competition with them, right? He used to always seem to me just give LeBron James just that reign as being the best player in the NBA. But what was funny is LeBron never did it to him. LeBron doesn't go around telling other people they're the best player in the NBA, because that's not he's been so on top of the mountain for so long. He still believes in his mind that he's still a top player in the NBA, if not the best player. That's how you're supposed to feel if you come from that cloth. I remember him saying the same thing about Kevin Durant. I'm talking about Giannis, saying that he's the best player in the NBA. I want to play a clip to solidify what he said last year in the 2021 playoffs. So let's hear it.
Oh man, I don't know, man. Just keep making it tough. Obviously, one of the best quarters to ever play the game. It's tough. It's tough. Like. He's the best. He's the best player in the world right now, and we gotta beat him as a team. We gotta guard him as a team. We gotta make him make tough shots like tonight, and we just gotta keep doing our job, and hopefully he's gonna miss.
So this was last year in the playoffs where the Brooklyn Nets and Milwaukee Bucks were playing against each other, and Giannis Antetokumpo saying that Kevin Durant was the best player in the NBA. Okay, now it was understandable that Giannis said what he said about KD at that time, because KD was the best player in the playoffs at that time until the Bucks eliminated the Nets, because KD was going without Kyrie Irving, who got hurt in Game 4. You're talking about James Harden, who was dealing with a hamstring injury, and KD was playing damn near 50 minutes in like 2-3 straight games. So you could say, yeah, Giannis was in the right proper place by saying that KD was the best player in the league. But after Giannis won that championship last year, people were beginning to understand how special Giannis was. Like, Giannis had one of the greatest runs of all time when he won his championship last year. Y'all keep hitting that like button, y'all. He had one of the best runs as far as what he did in the finals. Right? You took down the Brooklyn Nets, and then you took down the Atlanta Hawks, then you took down the Phoenix Suns. So at this point, if I'm Giannis, I'm looking at like I'm the best player in the NBA because I got the championship. That's how it usually goes. The guy who wins the championship, that leads the team to a championship, is usually the guy that has the juice. But he continues to give praise to Kevin Durant. I remember him saying the same thing this year when they played, where the Bucks actually beat the Nets. Him saying that Kevin Durant was still the best player in the NBA. So I'm like, what is this? What is this? Over exaggerate, just giving people credit for when I have won, I have the championship. Now he's saying LeBron is the best player in the NBA. Like, and I kind of figured out what I think it is. Giannis is somebody who, like I said, comes from a different country, has a different culture. And he believes in different morals and methods that a lot of these American-born players have. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to go out and forcefully just disrespect somebody else while lifting himself up. He's always looking to give credit to other people. So I started thinking a little bit deeper. I'm like, maybe this isn't as bad as, as bad as it looks. I'll put it like that. Maybe it's just Giannis just being, appreciative of people before him. It would be something if Giannis was his game, suffered from it. But it's like, to me, Giannis is still the dominant player that he is. So if he can still be dominant and still give it to these guys that he keeps giving credit to, then I guess I don't have much of a problem with it. It's just weird because, again, you were not used to seeing this. When you have a guy who's as great as Giannis is, a top 25 to 30 player of all time, who's proven on the biggest stage he can get the job done, who proved that he looked better against the Boston Celtics than Kevin Durant did, taking the Bucks to 7 games without Chris Middleton, their second leading scorer. They're robbing on that team, and Kevin Durant having Kyrie Irving still there, and they getting swept. It's something where it's just a little bit weird. But hey, if Giannis is still doing this thing on the court, who am I to, ruffle feathers and, try to, condemn him? Because he's still great at the end of the day. He's still a great player, and he's still going to be dominant. So point blank, period. But I want y'all to, continue to look in the comments what y'all got to say about it, man, because I just think again with this LeBron James you gotta be careful with also the quotes that you say, because this is why I keep telling y'all over and over and over. The media controls the narrative. Y'all understand what I'm saying? The media controls the narrative out here. If you got guys like Giannis who has clout in the NBA saying that LeBron's still the best player in the league and he's still this, he's still that, even though it's not true, then you're going to have a lot of these analysts and these commentators mimicking it. He say, oh, see, Giannis even says LeBron's the best player in the league, even though this guy has not done anything in the last 2 seasons. And the year that they did win, it was in very, very extreme circumstances in a controlled environment called the bubble, but he has not been able to lead this team in an actual season. It is no knock against him because the man's in his 19th season, but we have to call a spade a spade. I said LeBron is not a top 5 player anymore. He's just not. His impact does not revolve around top 5 anymore. He's not even better than, I put 3 guys I feel like he's that are in front of LeBron hands down. It should not even be an argument, at least to me. That's Giannis Antetokumpo, that's Steph Curry, that's Kawhi Leonard. Those 3 are those guys in my mind are they're over LeBron James. based off of their resumes, based off of what they've done recently. I know people are going to talk about when has Kawhi played. Last time Kawhi Leonard played, he was the best player in the playoffs in the Western Conference, and then KD was the best player in the Eastern Conference. So it's only been a year removed since then. And then, of course, Steph Curry, he won his championship just this past season. So he gets the same juice Giannis got in 2021 going to 2022. I got the juice. That's why Steph is the best. He's the best player in the league, or one of the top 2 to 3 players. I think Giannis is the best player in the league because of his dominance and what he was able to do single-handedly. I think Giannis is still the best player. But those 3 definitely. And then you got Nikola Jokic, who's a 2-time MVP. Is he better than LeBron James? It's hard to compare centers, but as far as his impact and what he brings to the Denver Nuggets, he does more as far as translating the win. What he was able to do without his 2 players, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., should tell you how big of an impact he is. And Denver is not a super team. It's not they're an average team. But yet, Jokic was still able to lead them to the playoffs. I think they led them to what was it, the 6th seed, if I'm not mistaken, in the West. So they didn't even have to go through the play-in. That's the impact Jokic has. And you look at a guy like Joel Embiid, who did the same thing. He led his team to the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. Without Ben Simmons, their second best player, a conformed James Harden who was not nowhere near what he was in Houston, and then a pretty bad bench and a very okay starting 5. And Joel Embiid was still able to lead him to the 4th seed. Luka Doncic led his team to the 5th seed. Or was it the 4th seed in the West? It was the 3rd seed actually in the Western Conference. Y'all keep hitting that like button. He let the master the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. And if you look at the Mavericks roster from top to bottom, they're not a very impressive roster as far as last year. Yeah, they added a couple pieces in Spencer Dinwiddie, and they got Max Kleber and Jordan Finney. But these are all guys who are just role players. That's what Luka was able to all these guys were able to lead their teams. Even without, at times, and the point of what I'm saying is that LeBron before 2007, 2018, you could count on him to lead your team to wherever because he was that great and his impact was that great. He can't no longer do that. You can't trust him to be your number 1 option on to win a championship. It's not going to happen. There's too many other great players out here, too many other great teams. Even when LeBron was healthy, even when AD was there, they were still getting blitzed by teams. So I think Giannis again just needs to understand when he says what he thinks, what he says, then that's going to throw fuel on the fire for these analysts and these fans and these commentators to say irresponsible things. But do I have a problem with what Giannis says as far as his game being messed with or him getting off focus? No, I do not, because like I said earlier, his mindset is just so strong. His work ethic is so strong that he's not going to allow himself to fall by the wayside. He's going to continuously work to get better. He's going to continuously be the best. I remember him saying one time he doesn't care about being the face of the league. He just wants to continue to, work hard and, be able to enjoy his family. This dude's definitely, he has his chairs pushed to the table. He knows what he's about. He knows what he wants. That's just what it is. The chat lines is open. Anybody want to come in here and cook? I'm going to let people in here. There's a link right there. Y'all can click on it. But this dude knows who he is. He knows his morals. He knows where he comes from. He knows what he's about. But stop this. Go ahead and stop this, Giannis. You're telling people that that LeBron's the best player in the league, and then you say KD, and then you're back to LeBron. You got to make up your mind, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard him say that he's the best player in the league. But I've heard guys Kobe say that he was the best player. LeBron said he was the best player. Jordan said he was the best player. These guys, they when they're alpha males, alpha personalities, which Giannis has, they understand like it's not cocky if you can back it up. And Giannis has been backing up his talk and backing up his game for at least the uh last 4 to 5 seasons. He's been backing his talk up. He's gotten better every single year. You gotta understand, this guy was literally, he wasn't born as far as like as a high draft pick. He was a work in progress of development. You understand? That's what he was. But y'all go and chop the comments in, man. If y'all got any comments, let me know what y'all got. And if not, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. But I just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about that, man, because I just think that it was something like it had to be talked about. So give it about a couple minutes. If you guys have nothing else more, then we are going to end it here. I know this was kind of an earlier live on a Friday night. I don't know if people are out right now doing things, but I thought I should, at least talk about it before the weekend gets started, because I saw this. I'm just like, man, bro, this is just too much. I gotta expound on it. Like, you saying this guy is still the best, but now I get it. If he said like and kept it like basically like, I'm impressed what he is and what he's done, I would be all cool with that. But I'm not finna hear, this guy is still the best player in the league, because he hasn't proven he's the best player in the league. If you want to look at the bubble, then yeah, you can say like after that, that's fine. But not now, man. Hell, even Giannis destroyed the Lakers just this past year with LeBron and AD. So what do I look like giving that amount of respect and amount of love to a person I just destroyed on the court, and then they're not even giving it back to me? Again, I've never heard LeBron say that Giannis is the best player in the league. I never say KD is the best. I never heard KD tell Giannis he's the best player in the league. And Giannis has been beaten and destroying these guys these last few meetings. He's been proving he's the dominant force. He's the 27-year-old. He's the young buck. He's in the start of his prime. So I don't know what we're talking about. I guess it might be some type of tactic to keep him motivated too. You never know. There's sometimes people will tell him to himself, like, this guy's, I got to get to another level. It's just to continue to keep me motivated. Maybe that can be something that Giannis is doing. Or maybe he just feels like, he truly feels like that. Like, I'm going to give credit to my brothers. But I just think that energy should be reciprocated, especially when you're actually out here proving it. So, but I guess nobody's gonna come in today, so I'm gonna go ahead and salute, little bro. What's good with you, man? I was about to get ready to close the chat line. What y'all think about this situation, man, with Giannis Antetokumpo saying LeBron's the best player in the league, man? What y'all think? Y'all think Giannis is in his right mind? Do you think Giannis is doing this just to motivate himself? Do you think he's telling the truth? What y'all feel about Giannis being the best player saying that LeBron's the best player in the league? I'm gonna put the link up. Yeah, Giannis is being humble. Yeah, he is. He's being humble, and I guess, and here's the thing about Giannis, bro. You can't hate off the dude. If you don't like Giannis Antetokumpo, then I just think that you just finding ways to be miserable, because there's nothing that you can say that's bad about the dude. The guy's a model citizen. He's respectful. I recall last year in the finals when he went to Chick-fil-A and or like a 50 piece nugget or something. Um, and he was engaging in the fans, just very down to earth guy. So I don't see how you can't like Giannis Antetokumpo unless it's some jealousy. But yeah, he's being humble for sure. I mean, I just think again, he has to find a way to be humble, but also not lead the masses to astray. What's up, Bruce?
Hey man, what's up? How you doing?
I'm great, man. How about yourself?
I'm all right. Happy that it's Friday.
You got all your clients in order?
Yeah, I just got off work and I saw that you you were online, and I didn't even hear what you said. It's I'm just looking at the title, so I already know what you're talking about. So
Yeah, man. So Giannis is back at it again, saying LeBron's still the best player in the world. And I don't. I said to myself, he's just being humble, just to
nah,
yeah, he's just being humble.
nah, he knows he's the best player. In his mind, he's the best player. He just doesn't want the pressure because he's seen all the dramas about being the best player. He doesn't want the pressure. Um, every other player is coming at him, trying to beat him or to go one on one with him. So I think he wants to do it in a sneaky way, like behind the curtain.
So you don't think he has an alpha mentality?
No,
That's interesting. I thought he did. I kind of thought he put that away when they won the finals.
no.
But
I mean,
why do you why do you think
he's
he doesn't?
borderline alpha.
Why do you think that though? Like, who do you think put that in? Like, you think he's actually worried about other guys, like taking his throne, like guys like LeBron, or who can really challenge him
Who can
at this?
challenge him?
Who do you think can really challenge him?
I mean, there's this Clipper guy. I think that's his kryptonite.
That's the only guy I could think of. I don't see anybody else doing it. I think Kawhi's the only guy.
Are you talking about a one on one or a team?
Both. If I don't think uh I don't think KD.
As a team, I think there's plenty of teams that can challenge him. As individual, I think Kawhi.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't think he's already destroyed KD. He's already beat LeBron. He's already beat Joel Embiid. He's beat um I just don't see anybody else who really outside of Kawhi. Kawhi's the only guy I could think of who really made Giannis look, you know, who really took Giannis out. He's the only person I could think of.
I mean, Alfred did something to him in Boston when Celtics were playing the Bucks. Alfred, you know. So I don't. I mean, I don't think Giannis had like one of the best defender of all time, a good player in Militant. So you know,
Yeah.
and I don't trust his jump shot. So he's running to the basket. That's not gonna pan out for all his career. So
Right, right. I think I mean, his jump shot gotten better. Um, but he just, I mean, I guess I don't know how he feels like just saying this is going to somehow take the pressure off him. Like him, once he got that championship, then that's when the pressure came on him. That's when
um,
people know, okay, well, because before that championship, people were still asking if Giannis is even the first option. But once you showed the world, like it was all on TV, that you won, then that's when the target was put on your back.
But winning one championship is not enough.
You don't think so?
Maybe he's saying it to him because he doesn't want to think that way because he thinks that he needs to improve more. So maybe he's saying that to himself. That's why he doesn't want the mental of being the best player because he doesn't want to, rest on his laurel of being the best player. So he wants to work, improve to make sure he's not satisfied. That's why he said it.
Yeah, that's interesting though. I thought Giannis was past that. Like he's ready to be a leader.
I
I thought
mean,
he was past that stage.
he's a leader, but I mean, what kind of leader are you asking about? I mean, he's a leader like he can rally his teammates. Yes, and he's a player that other people would want to play with because I think he's drama free. He's down to earth. You know, yeah. Like
Yeah,
you were saying about Chick-fil-A. Yeah, he's down to earth. Yeah.
yeah, it's like because if you think about it, all these players that he's giving praise to, they haven't gave it back to him. Like KD has never said Giannis is the best player, even though it's like what he's done, won the championship, and what he's been doing the last couple of seasons. That he didn't want to give Giannis. LeBron hasn't either.
Because they
So
think they're better than him.
I
I
think
can
that,
remember a couple of years ago, James Harden was saying, if I could run to the basket, when he was talking about Giannis, if I could run the basket and score, I could do that. I mean, I could do that all day too.
so I think it's more they don't respect his skills.
No, they don't.
But they don't. I mean, but I just got. There's something to be said though about you know his accomplishments. I'm not saying Giannis has the best skill set either, but I mean, 2 MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year, a championship. I mean, he's been as accomplished as anybody else. So I think it's a little bit of jealousy there too.
Mhm. Over the years, they're gonna say it.
Yeah. Bubba said to be fair, KD gave props on Giannis on JJ Redick. What do you say, Bubba? 'Cause I didn't see that interview.
Mm. I mean, what can someone, a basketball player, like if you're young and you're learning basketball, what can Giannis teach you? I mean, all he does is euro step to the basket and dunk. I mean, I don't see anything else that's impressive.
I think his work ethic. I think his like you said, how he leads his team, how he's drama free.
Mm.
Um, I think I just think his mindset's old school though. I do think his mindset is old school. Like he's not trying to team up. He's not trying to stack the deck like LeBron and KD have done. He's doing it like the old school. That's why I think a lot of old school players like him, like Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal. Like
Mm.
they they they, they don't really go ahead.
I think that if he doesn't win in the next 2 to 3 years, he might leave Milwaukee.
You think so?
Yes, I don't think he's gonna finish his career in Milwaukee.
So that would put him at like what, 30 years old?
I don't know. How old is he? Is he like 25, 26?
He's 27.
Um, I don't
So
know.
you don't think he's a top 30 player of all time?
No. You think he is? I don't think he is.
I think off his accomplishments and accolades, I think he is. I think
Mm. He's
about
not
two.
better than Dominic to me.
Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah.
I just think with his awards, he's put himself in that company. I think anytime you win 2 MVPs and then you win a championship and then you win a Defensive Player of the Year, like you're in very rare company.
Sometimes people don't win awards because of the era you're in. There's a lot of great players. They didn't win awards, but they were great. But there were other people that were better, right?
That's true.
So Dominic Wilkins will dominate in this era,
Mm.
and Dominic Wilkins was good defensively too. He was not like great, but you know, and and for some time they usually give big men the defensive player of the year. It's very rarely they give the big men the defensive player of the year. I mean, smaller guards or small people.
No, that's true. It's Dominique Brown said Giannis is loved by the media and fans, but not really respected by his peers. Meanwhile, Embiid is hated by NBA fans and media, but peers admire him. Almost the same dynamic with Kobe. Yeah, that's an interesting statement because I think, like I said, I think there is some jealousy because again, this dude gives love to everybody. He gives love to Kevin Durant. He's giving love to LeBron. He's giving love to Steph. He doesn't mind giving love to other people because he's secure within himself. But I think like guys like James Harden or guys like a Kevin Durant or guys like whoever, they're kind of like reluctant to give him because they don't like you said respect his skill set. Like, but you got Embiid who hasn't accomplished what Giannis has accomplished at all, who has the potential to be, he should be better than Giannis Antetokumpo, but he doesn't have the dog that Giannis has. He should be better than Giannis Antetokumpo. He's dude's 7 foot tall. He has a skill set, you know, he can shoot three, mid-range, dribble, post game. He should be a better player than Giannis, but he doesn't have the determination or the mindset or that dog.
But,
so that's probably why he said what he said about him. Go ahead.
If you think about where people come from, like if you like when you're a child and you know how hard it is to get food, how hard it is to be in the house, you've seen your parents struggle and you don't have it easy. Most of these people, when they grow up, when they become adults, they don't take success for granted. So every opportunity they get, they try to milk it. So Giannis, when you know about Giannis' story, you would understand why he's working this hard, because he immigrated from another country, went to another country that hated him because he's black. Now he's playing for the national team, and father passed away because of an accident. You know, all those things. You know, so
yeah, I heard his father did pass away. I didn't know it was from accident. I thought because it was because of age or some type of disease.
Already? I didn't know. I thought it was an accident. I guess I
No, I didn't know either. I was asking you. If he said accident, then yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But Joel Embiid, he comes from humble beginnings too. He doesn't have that dog. Like him and Giannis both are African. Like, you know, Giannis is Nigerian, and then Embiid's from Cameroon. So they both came from humble beginnings.
But Embiid went to college here, right?
He did, yeah.
So
he did.
I don't know. I mean, Embiid, he works hard too.
Yeah, he do. He you know, yeah,
he's just not serious. He's just a jokester.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, Giannis don't have none of it. Like, he's a no nonsense guy. Like, he jokes too, but like he's not going to play around with you. Like if he feels like he has an advantage over you, then he's going to exploit you. I think Embiid at times, because he is so talented, I think he plays around too much as far as dominating. So I mean, that's my opinion, man. But I just think again with this whole LeBron thing, I think people just got to kind of put things in proper perspective. Like LeBron is not the best player in the NBA anymore. He's not a top 5 player. That time's done.
I mean, nobody is scared of LeBron defensively. People used to be scared of it. Even the block thing,
Yeah.
he cannot do it. I mean, people are not really scared for that. So
Yeah, they had the Memphis Grizzlies was talking trash to him. Like nobody's worried about him no more. And I was kind of watching it all this year. I'm like really nobody fears LeBron.
I'm sorry. They keep saying LeBron is the face of the NBA. He's not the face of the NBA. I would give Giannis the face of the NBA. I would give Curry the face of the NBA. I mean, they respect LeBron because he's a legend, and they know his career is about to be over, so they want to milk it until the milk runs out. But he's not the face of the NBA. I would rather play with Giannis than LeBron because with Giannis, I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna worry about drama in the news, who's gonna get traded or not. I know he's gonna respect me. He's not gonna show me off on the court. He's not gonna have quotes in the media. And I know he's gonna tell the truth, and he's not gonna say, "Oh, I might stay, I might not stay." So
Yeah, he puts his money where his mouth is.
yes, so Giannis is my type of guy, but other players might not like him because of his skills. Mostly, he only runs and dunk. Mostly, now he's starting to shoot a little bit, but it's like a set shot.
As long as you try, I mean, everybody ain't the perfect basketball player, so I mean, he's trying to get better. Like, and he has. I think he shot 71% from the line this year. So it's like he's trying to be better. So that's all you can really ask for. Like, it'll come, like, and once that comes, it's really not gonna have any weakness in his game.
Yeah, I mean, I rather have Kawhi, Giannis, Steph as teammates than LeBron. To me, and KD. I don't like KD too. So as teammates,
You say you don't like KD?
as teammates. I mean, if I was gonna play on a team, I don't want KD as a teammate.
Why you say that?
Too much drama, man. Too much drama.
That's true.
Okay, CKD maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Kawhi. It's funny to me people say Kawhi doesn't talk or whatever, but when you hear his teammates talk about him, they all say nothing but positive things. Um, he's a hard worker. He leads by example. You never hear him throw his teammates under the bus.
The media has a problem with Kawhi because Kawhi doesn't sit down for interviews or have bodies, doesn't do body in the media. That's why people like Stephen A. Smith hate Kawhi because he doesn't want to be a spy in the locker room and then call or text you later and say, hey, whatever. So when Kawhi retires, you're not gonna see him anymore. But there are some players they want to be relevant.
Yes, you'll see Steph like when you'll definitely see Steph more.
Yes.
You still see Giannis like once he retires. You got a long way to go, but I think Giannis is enjoying the American lifestyle. You see him just how he integrates with people. I think he's enjoying being with the people. So I think you'll see him more. But I think guys like Kawhi and Kyrie Irving, like you're probably not going to see them anymore.
I mean, Giannis is approachable man. Even if he becomes like a billionaire, you already know he's still gonna be the same regular guy. You know, he's approachable. I mean, some other people they just like you have to go through their people before you can talk to them. So
Yeah, that's how Kawhi is. I remember meeting his uncle Dennis in Vegas for summer league, and like his uncle is pretty cool. Um, but he said off rip like Kawhi doesn't do any interviews. I'm like, so you speak for him? I guess you speak for him then. Like he doesn't do any interviews or nothing like that.
I give Kawhi a pass because of when you see your father getting murdered in front of you, something in you died. I lost my father. He didn't die in front of me. He died because he was sick, but um it's very hard when you lose a parent. So getting murdered in front of you, that's gotta change you.
Yeah, he was, and what I recall is that he died right before Kawhi's game, like right before his high school championship game, like a day
Mm,
before. He was supposed to come to the game and he was murdered. So um, you talk about somebody who was in high school still, like that's traumatic.
yeah, but Giannis made a big mistake, man. Your best defender is yourself. Your best PR is yourself. Yeah.
Mm.
His agent needs to call him right away and say, "What? What are you saying, man? What? Come on, man." I never heard Kobe or all the greats said, "Oh, somebody is better than me." You shouldn't say that, man. That's not good.
No, it's
Even
not.
in basketball, even in life, you always think you're the best. You might not be. It might be. It might not be realistic, but you always have to lift yourself up.
Yeah, maybe like I said, you know, Giannis is. I would guess like you did make a good point. He doesn't want the pressure, but I also think it's just who he is as a person. Like he just believes in showing the utmost respect because that's just how he was brought up and raised, and he's not going to ever compromise that. I
Mm.
mean, that's what I think it is.
I mean, so does LeBron has a mental edge on Giannis?
Nah, he's already he's already dominated him already, man. Like I saw him play this season, like when we were in LA, and like Giannis just clearly was the best. I thought LeBron at that game passed the torch to Giannis, like in that one game, because I think was he like perfect from the field or something?
I
I
don't know.
think I think he's went like 15 for fit, something crazy like that. And he was just dominated like LeBron. So I mean, I don't
You
think he
think
has no edge
LeBron
on
passed
him.
the torch to Giannis? I don't see it, man. I see there's a lot of players now.
Well, who else would you put in front of Giannis?
There's not a clear favorite from Kobe to LeBron because a lot of people win with LeBron there. That's what I'm saying.
What do you
Well,
mean?
there's the Kobe Duncan era now to the LeBron Steph Curry era. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Giannis is. I think Giannis is, and another thing too. And I remember putting this question out there: is it him being from a different country, not being American born, play a part in him not being the face of the league?
No, African people are very proud.
No, no, no. I'm saying would the NBA allow that? Like, do you think the fan base would be accepting of Giannis being the face? Because it's not really about who's the best player. It's about who draws the most attention. Giannis's personality, he doesn't, like he said, he doesn't care about being the face of the league. So I don't know if people will be accepting of that anyway.
I don't think people cares if they're from another country. Sometimes I forget Giannis is not from United States.
Yeah, so like what's the like that's the thing though. Like you can't tell even with the accent, you forget that he's from the United States. You say you forget he's not from here.
Yeah,
How is that?
because I see him as a basketball player. I don't see nationality or his origin. I only see him as a basketball player. Like a lot of people want Luka Doncic to be the best player, and people will accept him.
But when was the last international player who was the face of the league?
Um, I mean, Hakeem for the 2 years Jordan was not playing.
But I remember people talking about Barkley and Anthony
Barkley was never.
Hardaway.
Nah, Barkley was never the face of the league. I mean, Penny was like the face of the league for marketing because he was doing those commercials with Tyra Banks and Chris Rock, the little penny thing. But Hakeem was like the face of the league. They were trying to force Shaq to be the face of the league, but
That's what I
Shaq
mean.
was
They
losing.
they trying to. I don't think they wanted Hakeem to be the face.
Yeah, they
But I
didn't want
also
him to
think
be the face. They wanted Shaq.
that's why I think that that whole international thing does play a part. Like you clearly see Hakeem's the best player in the league, but yet you don't want him to be the face.
I think they want Luka to be the face of the league.
But you think more so because he's white, more than just you think
Mm.
that's kind of a
Because
part.
there hasn't been a white player the face of the league in a long time.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's so much of an international thing. I think it's just him because they want a Caucasian to be the face. That's what I think is more so for
They want
Luka's
Luka
face.
so bad to be the face of the league. If you look, like last year, oh my, I was like, wow.
Yeah, we had that guy on last night saying he was better than Kawhi. I'm like, dude, this dude he put him out twice. How is he better
No,
than Kawhi, bro?
Luka is terrible on defense. Horrible. Putrid. He doesn't even defend. He just stay there.
He's a cone.
His his teammates already know that he's not gonna defend, so they're already getting ready for the defense. That's why he's getting all those rebounds. He's roaming around. And when people look at the boxer, oh my God, look at Luka. He's doing all those, and then it seems losing.
Yeah. Go watch the games.
Luka's face is not perfect. Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who's the face. Because I don't. Well, Jokic depends what he does next year. They might look at him too.
No, Jokic is too boring. Doesn't show any emotion, only when he wants to fight. So he's not gonna be the face of the league. No. John Morant is too arrogant. Nobody wants to be the face of the league.
I think John Morant's too urban.
He's too
Like
arrogant, man. He's
too
in the first
urban.
quarter. He's doing the greedy in the first quarter after a shot of one of these teammates.
No, I said he's too urban. Like
He's too,
he's too
he's too
street.
urban. Oh, okay.
Like it's kind of like with AI. Like they were never gonna make Allen Iverson the face of the league.
Hmm.
Um, they wanted Kobe. They have a certain look to be the face.
Because Kobe knows how to talk to the media, and he spoke like somebody who read books.
So who you think would be the face of the league next?
The face of the league, the next face of the league.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think they
Wow.
wanted. You know who I think they wanted to be the face until how he looked this year. I think they wanted Devin Booker to be the face. They wanted
Mm,
to, because he has the look, but because of what happened this year, I think it's they can't make him the face no more.
he messed it up, man. He's not gonna be the first.
Yeah. So
I
who
mean,
you think is gonna be
the
the
way
face?
he lost, it was too bad.
Oh, I got it. I think I know who can be the face. Hold on. Here's another guy who could be the face of the league.
Yes, that's the guy. He want to be the first of the league. Yep. He has nice hair, the right color.
Yeah, that's who they
I mean,
wanted to be the face.
if he won that championship, ooh, man. If he won that championship, especially over Steph Curry,
Yeah, he would have been the face easily. They're still looking at next year, like talking about Boston. Boston. I don't think Boston's gonna make it to the finals next year.
mm, mm. I mean, Kyrie Irving was really loved. Every time I watched television, it was Uncle Drew, Uncle Drew, Uncle Drew. Especially after that shot.
But once he left LeBron and
Mm,
once he all that happened, that's when things went south. Like people
mm,
started talking negative about him.
yes. So the guy had a movie, man, making money everywhere. Now he almost have no shoe. What's gonna be the shoe?
I still got Kyrie's. I still wear them.
Uh, well, you better save them. There's because there's gonna be no carries for a while.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
Probably gonna be with Dwayne Wade with those Ling Ling. What is it? Ling
Some
Ling? I don't know.
Converse.
Is it Converse for Nike?
Now Converse is his own brand.
Nike bought Converse.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I used to have some D Wades and yeah,
Yes. D Wade has those Ling Ling Chinese thing. Nobody buys them, but I don't know why. It's that.
yeah. But yeah, what they how they looked at Devin Booker last year is how they looked at Jason Tatum this year. But since Booker didn't get the job done, that's why they couldn't give it to him. I still think they're gonna look at Jason Tatum next year to be the face of the league.
No, he's not gonna be.
So who gonna be it? Bruce?
I don't know. They might look at Trey Young
Nah, nah.
or Zion. Zion.
That's a good one too. If shit, they've already tried to make Zion the best player, like one of the best players, but he's just been hurt. But I think the Pelicans are gonna be a dark horse this year.
Yeah. The Pelicans roster is already it's better than the Lakers. A lot of teams in the West.
Yeah,
There's
he's
no
gonna be.
excuses. Their roster is deep.
Do you think they beat the Clippers?
Ooh, ooh, man. The advantage that the Clippers have is they have Paul George and Kawhi. They don't have Paul George and Kawhi,
Right.
and their coach is better. Ty Lue is so underrated, and I still think people don't respect him.
I think people respect Salou.
Mm.
I just don't think people know about him too much because people don't really they haven't watched the Clippers this year.
To me, he should have won the Coach of the Year, considering all the injuries the Clippers had. Maybe it's because the Clippers didn't make the playoff. I don't know why the coach of the Phoenix Suns won. Even the Pelicans coach should have Coach of the Year over That guy.
Oh, what's good, Bubba?
What's up, man? Salute, Bruce.
Hey man, how you doing?
What you got on this subject, man? What you got?
Man, I think Giannis was just trying to be humble, and try to like not bring the pressure towards himself, because we all know the pressure that comes with calling yourself the best player in the world. And when it comes time to deliver and you come up short, people gonna make fun of you. The media is gonna make fun of you. So I don't think he wanted that. He wants that kind of pressure. He just want to work. He just want to work hard in the dark and make it come out in the light. And he doesn't really personally. Some players don't really care about being the best player anyway. It's only the arrogant ones that go out. Oh, I'm the best player in the world. I'm the best player in the world. We saw how that
Mhm.
we saw how far that got LeBron, and he lost in 2015.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Giannis is good at just giving props, but I don't think that's gonna stop his growth. I don't think that's gonna stop his, you know, like he's all about self improvement.
Right.
He's all about improving his game, improving himself, and but he doesn't have a problem with give credit to other people. So um I guess I'm cool with it. I ain't got much of a problem with it.
Yeah.
That's what I said. He doesn't want to be all those people coming at him. Yeah.
But he's been doing a good job of. I guess it's just different when you got a target, like when you want the smoke, when you want people to come at you, it's different than they don't, like you said, kind of blindside. Like they don't know, you don't want the smoke with them. They don't know if you want it or not, and they don't come at you as hard. But I've been seeing Giannis been just knocking everybody out one by one. Again, the only person he hasn't done it to is Kawhi. So I don't know why he wouldn't want the pressure when he's already been, you know, knocking everyone out. Like, what are you afraid of?
Yeah. But wait, you think if he faces Kawhi, he's gonna dominate him? Because like the last time he played Kawhi, we know he had a bunch of holes in his game, and Reggie Miller said something that I really agreed with. That he said there was a possession where he dribbled too much, and he made a play, and the Raptors ended up getting the steal, and Kawhi had that huge dunk, and Reggie Miller was like, that possession right there showed you all the flaws on Giannis' game. You think if he faces Kawhi, he's gonna dominate him,
No,
considering his
no,
maturity?
nah, he ain't dominating Kawhi, bro. No one's dominating Kawhi, especially in the playoffs. I think because the difference between, like, again, that jump shot, like, it's Kawhi's weird, man. Like, the dude is super strong, but he just like he doesn't his frame like is not like he just like built like LeBron, but the dude is strong as hell, and on top of that, he's super skilled. So that's where Giannis is gonna run into a problem. So nah, if you give me Kawhi and Giannis, I'm taking Kawhi all day.
Yeah,
I'm taking Kawhi all day, man. It's because of I ask people this all the time, like what weaknesses does Kawhi have?
He has weaknesses.
Okay, what's his
His
weakness?
his his uh his 3 point range is short sometimes. The way he shoot it is short. I think that's the only weakness.
How much he's shooting from? I think he's shooting like 38, 39% from.
No, the way he's shooting, it's like he's leaning forward to shoot it.
Oh, how he shoots the ball. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree. I guess if we're just nitpicking, then yeah, you could say that. I still think he's a good enough shooter to be a threat where that's not a big deal. Because even if you look at his mid range, like he's probably the best mid range shooter in the league right now. You got guys like Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, CJ McCollum, all those guys shoot mid range, but Kawhi is I think he's like a 55% mid range shooter.
Wait, you wouldn't put DeRozan in that category?
Oh yeah, I forgot about DeRozan. I'm tripping. Yeah,
Because they came out with the stat. They say he has the most 30-point games without a 3-pointer. Straight
yeah, I
mid-range.
forgot about DeRozan. Yeah, DeRozan don't even shoot threes.
Nah.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that back. DeRozan's the best mid range shooter.
What?
I take
No
that back.
way. He's not the best mid range.
I think he is.
KD
I
is
mean,
better than him mid range.
No, I think DeRozan got him, and I think Kawhi's a better mid range shooter than KD.
No way. No way.
Because
I would
what
take
does
I would
KD
take
shoot?
Kawhi over KD, but mid range KD is better.
Okay, and each is his own. But Giannis,
Giannis doesn't do mid range. It's running.
yeah.
nah, he don't do mid range like those guys. But I was talking about like I guess he is who he is, man.
If I'm watching him shoot, I'm like, no, and then he makes it. I'm like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he has to definitely work on that.
And it's like a slow motion shooting. Like
Yeah, he releases it so slow.
Right.
that's why I said it's a set shot.
Facts.
So when Giannis, like when he loses athleticism, he better know how to score another way. So
Yeah, that's a valid point. He should learn from Westbrook.
Nah. Westbrook's the last person he needs to learn from.
No, I'm talking about in terms of relying on athleticism.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't I see like a video of Westbrook and Kyrie working out?
Yeah. I mean, I saw a picture. I didn't see a video.
There's a video on Twitter.
That's interesting. Because Westbrook's been working with a lot of players: Oladipo, Paul George, Kyrie.
No Westbrook with LeBron. Last year, all over the place. This year, what's going on?
That's true.
Westbrook doesn't need to work on his dribble. He's working on his dribble. He needs to work on his shooting.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's what he's working on right now. Since D Ham wants him to be a 3-point specialist.
Oh my God.
I don't see how that'll happen, but we'll see.
I mean, Lowe's and Home Depot is gonna be happy with all those bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, fellas, I'm going to end the live here, man. It's been great. We will be back on tomorrow. Probably around about 2:00 Central Standard Time. So that'll be 3:00 your time, Bubba.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.
You
Good
too.
night.
Stay safe.
All right, man. All right, y'all. That concludes the Pull Up Basketball Podcast for the night, man. My man Bruce, my man Bubba, always on the show. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the love. If you guys have not already, go ahead and share the podcast with some other people that y'all have. Have them hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And continue, support the Pull Up Basketball Podcast by donating through our Cash App. which is $BJ Matthews. Again, $BJ Matthews, man. We definitely appreciate y'all. And with that being said, we would say pull up C, pull up chair, pull up. Peace. LA like swim.